Noosa has turned on an absolutely picture-perfect day for the final round of the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman series. Today, the format is the Eliminator, and we will decide the champion today. Pretty much there are 3 men in contention as we have a look at the point score. And on the top of the table is the young man, the Kiama kid, Ali Day. He is on 95 points. 5 in front of the endurance animal, Kane Eckstein on 90, and the defending champion back 12 points from Ali, Shannon Eckstein, is also in the mix. We're joined by the delightful Nicole Livingston. 3 men, Nicole, 3 powerful athletes.
And 2 of them have had a lot more experience than the one that currently leads in Ali Day. Now, Mark, the day before the competition, the athletes do get together for an athletes briefing, and we were most interested in this one in particular because this is the money round, really, isn't it? This is how we decide who will win today. And these boys in particular were very intense yesterday at the athletes briefing. So I think it's on today. You know, you don't want to make any mistakes. You want to make sure that you are perfect, centimetre perfect. Make sure you don't fall off. Make sure you don't trip. You've got to have it right on the day today.
Well, Ali Day has been pretty much perfect all year. You speak to him and he says, well, I'm not nervous. I'm just happy to be running around here with my name on my bathers. He's very relaxed.
Do you reckon he still feels the same way now that he could potentially be crowned the Ironman series for 2012?
Well, he said to me this morning he was more nervous about starting university on Monday than he was about this race Sunday. Talking about Ali Day, Guy Leach caught up with him earlier on at the Siebel.
Ali, congratulations on this season. You've been outstanding, haven't really shown any weakness during the first 5 races. You've dispelled the myth of the black jersey, all in one foul swoop with some great results. Tell me, today, are you going to leave blood on the beach to win the series?
Yeah, it has been a good season for me, Leachy. I think I got 6th 2 years ago, 7th last year, and the goal this year was just to, you know, I wanted to get on the podium, and I think I did that in the first race, which I was, you know, stoked with, and I think everything just sort of fell into place after that, and today's going to be a tough day at the office, I think. You know, I've got 19 guys out there chasing me, and I think 3 of them have won series in between them. One bloke who's 5 points behind me's won 5 pulling out of gold. So, yeah, I think, you know, today's going to come down to a real grind-off, and, you know, but I'm looking forward to it. If I can have, you know, one last good race today, it will, you know, be a great ending to, you know, a great series. So, yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to today, and it's going to take a lot of guts and a lot of, you know, I'm going to have to bleed to get across the line, I think.
Well, good luck. You'll be deserving win if you can get there, mate. Well done.
Cheers, Leachy.
Have a look at the chopper shots over Noosa Heads in Queensland, an hour and a half north of Brisbane. It is an absolutely sensational day. Not too many ways, but a big crowd on hand, and it's just ticked over 30 degrees. Hard work for the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman. And it's big supporters there of Wesley Berg. Kai Hurst just going through shot. Beard the beard. Corey Jones has got his crew on hand as well. And a lady in a beard there, Nicole, as well, same as last week. And here is the course map.
Yeah, it'll be a tough course today, Guy, in conditions that are 30 degrees doesn't seem that hot, but I tell you, it's very still and very sunshine-filled out there.
Yeah, low tide. It's certainly going to be a lot of running, waiting going on. It's very hot, and the course is an order of ski, swim and board for the first race. As you know, we start with 20 competitors, 5 races for the men. We knock 3 out every race till we get to the last race. There will be 8 in that field, and the other thing to know is that if you win a race, you get to choose the discipline of the next race. So you get to choose the first race, the next leg. So that is all important.
Some of the fittest men in Australia are lined up. The man in black, there he is, Ali Day. He is leading this series, the kid from Kiama. He is a very cool cat. Doesn't seem too worried. There is Fear the Beard himself. Couldn't be at the race route today. Clayto's had a wonderful season. Matty Poole in pink. Shannon Eckstein still looking to win the title. His 7th, that would be. He's in great condition. And Tannen Linden there, one of the young boys. And Kai Hurst. And behind him is a big bloke in a teddy bear suit. And that'll be pretty hot work, I would have thought, today. And there is Kane Eckstein, the man in 2nd position, trailing the leader, Ali Day, at this stage by only 5 points.
That's it. Reece Drury, last year today, this is his last race as a professional athlete.
Mate, I need you across further. They're going to run that way. Go. You're a gentleman. You're in the starter's hands.
They are set for a start in the Eliminator. 5 races. As Guy said, the bottom 3 drop out of this race.
And this will be a tough first ski leg because there is a sandbar to negotiate.
Yeah, they go through, they're running through here, so no one will jump on their ski. They run through, go onto the bank, and they sprint through there. So only 3 get knocked out. It's a real feeling type of race to sort of get used to the conditions, the hot weather, expand the lungs, get yourself going. Out of all the guys who we looked on in the dais, Matt Poole looked the serious. I think Matt Poole hasn't really been up there today, as we see there in black. Ali Day in a nice position, but Matt Poole, look for him, he's going to go strong. And my pick today, Shannon Eckstein. I think he hasn't won a race this year, and he's going to try to make his mark today.
Well, he's sitting back in about 4th ski at the moment. Right beside Ali Day is Shannon Eckstein. But Matt Poole, I think he's desperate to try and get some kind of a good result to finish his season and lead into the Australian Championships. No doubt disappointed with this year, but after such a great year last year, I think, you know, he anticipated so much more and wanted so much more. And Trev, sometimes when you think about that result, it sounds cliche, but when you think about the result, sometimes the process doesn't work too well.
Nah, you're out of the moment, aren't you, Nick? You're sort of caught up in what could happen or what should have happened and all this sort of stuff in the past and the future. But it's all about being in the present. It's all about being with your stroke and your technique and taking every opportunity as it comes.
Well, Trevi, Wes Berg is back in the back three at the moment. He's not going too well. I see Phil Clayton right on the cusp of getting through, so he won't be happy where he's sitting at the minute as well. Tell us about conditions out there. We've all said how hot it is. Does wind come into it? What's the story with just the conditions?
Well, the wind, mate, is it's a sou'easter, so it's coming over from behind the hills here. This beach kind of faces north, so it's not going to happen at all, really, to affect it. And it's all about the inside. It's all about the wash riding, getting the inside on the turns. And just to let you know, Shannon Eckstein and Ali Day both looking really simple and strong at the moment.
The pace is red hot. We started with 20. The next race in the Eliminator will feature 17. So these 3 men at the moment, Phil Clayton, Tommy Trembath and Wes Berg are down in the red zone. But it's early days with the ski, then the swim and the board. And the pace is just frightening.
Yeah, Kai Hurst sitting back a little bit then. Kane Eckstein really working hard. Look for Kane today to get better as the races go on. As there's a great shot there of the ski guys coming in. Kane Eckstein on screen. He needs to make up 5 points on Ali Day today. So the race is really in two. It's between Ali Day and Kane Eckstein, Nick, and they're going to be watching each other like hawks.
Yeah, and he needs to prove to himself, Kane Eckstein, that he can succeed at this shorter format. He finished 8th at the last Eliminator race in Newcastle, and he needs to be top 2 to have any kind of chance.
Guy, you were talking about how hot it is, and you said the harder the conditions, the better for Kane, because in your words, you punched his bloke in the face, he looks at you and says, do it again. Yeah,
he loves the pain, he loves the whole attitude of the environment being tough. He certainly, he loves to fire up and get angry, and he looked quite mellow yesterday, but the slightest thing will get him going, and he might be back a little bit at the moment. He doesn't like those runs down to the beach, those long runs into the first leg. It takes him a while to get wound up, but we saw him at Coolum. He was strong there, and look out for him today. He knows he's got to beat Ali Day, and that'll be his goal, is to be in front of him.
There are the bottom 3 at this stage, Trent Martin, Phil Clayton as well. But Phil Clayton, speaking to him just before the race, Nick, you were chatting with him and he was saying, I've qualified for next year. I will be racing next year.
Well, he's sitting in 7th, which is fantastic, given that he's come back after such a huge break. He is struggling a little bit with an Achilles injury. He tweaked his hamstring, which I know you knew about, Guy, but what has happened is it's actually gone down his leg and the Achilles is really hurting him. So it's hard when you're 35 years of age and you haven't been racing for a long time to actually recover from an injury like that. You need rest, like Haley
The other thing is with him, he actually hasn't been able to train this week. He's so tired that from the last race with the Coolum event that he's just literally hasn't been able to do any training. It's a tired, weary body that's not really responding at the minute.
He's been a breath of fresh air for the series. His kids have been on hand watching him do their thing. They said that Kai Hurst was their hero at the start of the season. Dad is now their hero, which is a fantastic thing. We have a look at the red zone. There it is. Trenton Martin is in it. Phil Clayton is in it at this stage. He is battling physically. Mitchy Miller is in it, the boy from Noosa. It's plenty to come from Noosa. This is round 6, the final, the decider of the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman Series. Final round of the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman Series. The man in black, Ali Day, 21 years of age. He's leading by 5 points. The man trailing him is in orange, just 5 metres in front. There's 5 races today. 3 men are eliminated at each race till we get to the final, an 8-man race. And big zapper, Zane Holmes, the man that found out last week and told us that he was having twins, he is leading them at this stage.
Yeah, he's a very good exponent of the Eliminator type race. Very, very powerful. Probably got the best turn of speed out of the whole field. And he's one of those guys that he could win today. He just needs to get to that last race, not use up too much petrol. Today's all about using up as little petrol as you can to get to that 5th race.
But sitting here in the middle, in the yellow, is Kai Hurst. So really splitting the field there and making his way through. The Australian Championship for 10 kilometres open water was held yesterday in Perth. Kai has missed it, obviously, because he's... The Australian Championship went to Reece Maidstone, and the 10 kilometres is what Kai will go across and race for a second time at the Olympic Games. So sacrifices by being here. He misses the Australian Championship, but he's really focused too on Ironman.
Talking about Australians performing well, briefly, congratulations to the world #2 female surfer, Sally Fitzgibbon. Just recently, earlier on today, she took out the Australian title, the Australian Open at Manly Beach. So I think everyone in the crew is pretty happy.
We have been paying quite a bit of attention to that whilst broadcasting. Why is that?
Hayden will join us on the beach shortly as the men come out of the water. Nicole, you're a very, very cagey customer. Kane Eckstein is in front. You can see there Zane Holmes just trying to match his feet so he can get into Kane's footsteps.
Kane Eckstein was back midfield on the ski. He has worked his way in the swim through the field. He's going to do a Liz Plumas here. He's going to say, catch me if you can. I'm going to put the foot down and use up as much petrol on the rest of the field, particularly Ali Day. Well, there's Phil Clayton. He's sitting back there right on the cusp. He's in by one, just been passed by James Stewart. So Phil Clayton now, if it sits where he is right now, is out for the day.
Yeah, Mitchy Miller's there too, so he's in that red zone. He's in the green there, Mitchy Miller, and Trent Martin is the other one. So they're the bottom three that, if they stay in these placings, they won't go through to the next race.
Plato's shot. He will not get through, let me tell you. He's gone. If he can't make up any ground in the swim league, which is, look, he's really, really puffing. He's fatigued. There's something wrong with Plato. Mate, well done coming back this year. You'll be in the series next year, and he's learned a lot from this season, and no doubt he'll be better for it for next year.
You can see the leaderboard in Kane Eckstein, as Guy said, has done an Elizabeth Plume as he really put in on the run league. Zane Zappa Holmes, the man that's won it all in the sport. Kai Hurst, the Olympian. Hugh Doherty, plumber from down at Toogan. And Linden. Good to see Tannen Linden up there. Works for Zane Holmes, but out in this little pack, Ali Day has just said, boys, I'm in the black jumper for a reason, and I'm going to take the lead.
Yeah, they're all sort of sitting around looking at each other now. I mean, Kane Eckstein, I thought was going to go there, and he's sitting back now. He's sort of having a bit of a rest. Trev, first race. How's the pace looking out there?
Oh, the pace is pretty good, mate. Look, I've got to throw out a big acknowledgement to Tannen Linden. He ran so well off the ski, led the whole way through that swim. He's a superstar of the future, young Tannen. Won the under 15, under 17, under 19 Ironmans. Unbelievable effort, and he's just starting to show his form now. Also, Clado did actually swim back into about the back 7 or 8. But must have lost a bit of ground when they were doing the run out of the water or something like that.
Yeah,
but
his legs are tight, Trev, really tight.
Yeah, but right now, mate, Zane Holmes just setting the pace. Hugh Doherty on his right is just sitting there. Ali Day sitting there. Hursty, they're all just relaxed. Kane Eckstein, the big fellas, and Shannon Eckstein right behind with that guy we just mentioned, Tannen Linden.
Zane Holmes just moving first round the buoy, and there's been some discussion about the Ironman, about Zane and his future and whether he's going to be back next year. Nick, you're very close with the Holmeses.
Oh, well, we had a chat this morning about having twins, which I have 9-year-old boy-girl twins. So they've
frightened him that much, Nick. I think he's trying to hold them off for another year.
He was tuning out, but Kai, his wife, was listening to some of the stories of having twins, so I have probably scared him. But look, it's a big thing having children in his life, but the thing about the life-saving community is you can have children, and basically there is this whole community that helps you raise your children, which is absolutely fantastic, and you know, I think it'll be brilliant.
Yeah, well, the surf lifesaving fraternity is very, very close, and the Ironman and Ironwoman fraternity as well is even closer. And these guys like each other. They're all good human beings. I've got to tell you, there's no one in that field that I don't like, and they all got to get on very, very well, and they race hard when they're out there. But certainly they're all mates when they're off the race.
Zane was also saying that he runs his business, obviously, is with his craft, and he's got a couple of kids on the way. He doesn't have the time to train like he used to. And he said, you look at blokes like Ali and Kane, full-time training 3 sessions a day, and I look at that and think, in a way, I can't compete with that level of training.
He can't do that, and he has done it in the past. And as you get older, you do need to train smarter. You can't do the same kind of work when you're 19, 20, 21. But, you know, the other thing is, too, if the passion completely is not there to train as hard as you need to, then, you know.
I think his passion is still there. The problem with Zane also is he's got a bulging disc in his back that he doesn't talk about much, and he has to manage that. At times he can't board paddle at all.
Yeah.
He can't go running.
Well, you know, he wants to be able to pick up his kids too.
Well, the thing is, he just, you know, it's very hard when you've got the KNIS, but you can't actually go and do the training. And he's at an age now where things like bulging discs are causing problems.
Well, there is a great crowd here at Noosa watching the best Ironman in Australia and arguably the world, as well as we see Kai Hurst get through that shallow water quite nicely, but it's Kane Eckstein leading it.
Well, he's making a statement, Kane Eckstein, as Elizabeth Plumas did. He said, right, I'm in this caper. I'm going to lead from the front. You boys are going to have to keep up me. And these are the boys that are looking like they are facing elimination. Phil Clayton is one of those, but he will progress to the series next year, so he has done a wonderful job. Kane Eckstein, the man that's known as the Endurance King, he's starting to really make a name for him in short course as well. He's first across the line in the Eliminator. Mitchy Miller trying to, on his home beach, qualify for this next race. We started with 20. The second race of the Eliminator will only contain 17 men, so the bottom 3 will drop out. And Mitchy Miller, sadly, he had all those problems with a broken rib or 2 over Christmas. He will be out of the competition from here on in.
Also, James Stewart in there. Phil Clayton, just not his day. He'd be happy to be out. There's Phil Clayton coming up, looking up over his shoulder as Clayton comes up the beach. He's not at his best, and certainly he'd be happy that it's over for today because he is crook.
Hayden Quinn is down on the beach. Hayden, it's very, very warm down there.
It is very warm. I'm just waiting for Clado to come across the line. There you are. Mate, you look like you're still smiling, but it looked tough.
Yeah, it's not easy. I think the whole season's got a hold of me. And that was really, really tough. And I got beaten by better guys. There's nothing more I can say.
Mate, the best thing is, though, you're back next season.
Yeah, I'm in next season, so it's pretty exciting.
Happy days, Clado. Well done, mate.
Well done, Hayden. Well done, Phil Clayton. He's been fantastic this year. We'll have a look at the results of race 1 of 5 in the Eliminator. 3 men drop out. The stars of the show, though, Eckstein. Well done to Sam Ham, Sammy Hamilton, Kai Hurst, Corey Jones. All these boys are through. Ali Day just cruising along in an 11th position.
Zane Holmesby's talked about before. Reece Drury, well done to you. Trent Martin, great job. As Stuart Miller and Phil Clayton are out. And that's it for their season.
Next up, 17 men will be cut to 14. This is the final, the Eliminator, the decider of the Kellogg's Nutri-Grain Ironman Series.